Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. We pretty much hit our targets that we were looking at in the last video. I was talking about .248 as the target because we broke through the 185 or .185, which is the 78% Fibonacci retracement level. I was saying if we could break above this, or since we did break above this, the next spot that I'll be looking at is next Fibonacci retracement level going up, and that would be .248. I was also looking at resistance, giving me this trend line right here. We broke through that trend line, and I was also looking at this target. Kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders, something like that, kind of. And then, so we target from the top to the bottom of the head and the shoulder, or the neckline, something like that. Bring that to the breakout, and we're looking at a target of around .231. We came up, hit that target, broke through that, and went to the .185 level. Let's go ahead, and I'm on the daily time frame right now. We could go ahead and delete that. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see like the smaller time frame or whatever. Okay, so like I said, we came up to .185. We started having a little bit of trouble. We went to the downside. We kind of broke this trend that I was looking at too. We had, or not that I started watching, not in last video, but that I was watching over the weekend. We had support, giving us this trend line, something like this. We kind of broke this trend line right here, and I was thinking, I wonder if we're going to start heading back down and maybe find support like I talked about on .185 if we come back down, or is this just like kind of like a fake out? So what I did is, if you guys watch my channel, once we break the trend line, I like to look at the bottom, and then I like to look at the top just to see, for confirmation, should I say. So we came down, we pretty much found support right at this area. So looking at that bottom right there, came down, found support on that bottom, went back up, and tested the top. So right now we're basically in between this channel right here. It looks like we are testing that 185, that .185 level, that 78% Fibonacci retracement level. Looks like resistance came back down, getting resistance again, might come back down again. If we do form it might be like an M pattern, a double top. If we break the bottom right here, that'll be confirmation that we might be going back down to like .185. If we can break through not .185, yeah, that .185, sorry, 248. I'm sorry, I was saying .185 over here. Maybe this level right here is .248. That was the target, right there. So basically, we got resistance at .248, resistance at .248. If we continue to get resistance right here and move down and then break through breaking this level right here would be confirmation that we might be heading back down to a .185. But if we could break through .248, because I think I was saying what .185, if we could break through this Fibonacci retracement level going to the upside, or if we could break through this, then the next spot that I'd be looking at is .294, which is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So it just looks like we need to test through this, break through that, but it looks like it's giving us some trouble right now. Let's see what happens. We did break this little trend that I was watching, like I was saying. We broke that trend pretty much, but we got a nice move to the upside after that. Like I said, I was kind of curious if we're going to start coming down after breaking this trend. Could be the first signal that we might be going down. Second signal would be breaking this one. If we could break through this top right here, sitting at around, I don't know, there's kind of two different levels. The body right here is sitting at around .250, well, .25 cents pretty much. If we could break through that, then the next spot that I'd be looking at is around .294. There's also these wicks though. We have a wick right here and a wick right here. Technically, we could probably get a trend line going, something like this. If we could break through that trend line, then we need to break through that 25 cent level. Then we can start getting more confident on coming up here. What was the other thing I was gonna say? I can't remember. Let's go to the daily time frame and look at the moving averages. So we have the 9 moving average right here. We broke above the 9 moving average. Been bouncing to the upside. Basically, we're above the 9 moving average on the daily. That's a good sign. And on the weekly, I think as well, we broke. This is what I've been looking at for a while now on this channel, and I've been talking about, let's go ahead and delete that target because we're kind of done with that, or like we hit the target, should I say. What I was gonna say is the weekly 9 moving average. Let's zoom out a little bit. So we broke above the weekly 9 moving average right here. We have this blue line, something like this. And I've been talking about this for a long time, all in this area pretty much. As I was saying that we need to break above the weekly 9 moving average, which we did right here. We stayed above it on this candle, found support on it, got a bounce right there, tested it these 2 weeks. This one, we got a nice green candle going to the upside. Basically, we're above the weekly 9 moving average, which is a good sign. And this is kind of bullish, in my opinion. Better than being below it like we had been in this whole area. Let's take a look at the monthly 9 moving average, though. So the 9 moving average on the monthly time frame, we have this blue line right here. Actually, it's, well, green line, but the blue line that I'm tracing with the green line. And we are breaking above that that monthly 9 moving average as well. So what we need to do is close this candle. Same thing with the weekly that we did with the weekly. We need to close this candle above that 9 moving average, and then maybe we can get the next candle to stay above it and keep pushing to the upside. It's possible that this thing is going to give us some trouble, though. I mean, when we're below it, like, okay, so technically we are still kind of below it. Well, not really. We haven't closed the candle, though. Like right here, we were below it. Right here, we were below it. Testing it, and kind of getting rejected on it, pushing us to the downside. Right now, we're breaking through it. We want to stay above this 9 moving average on the monthly time frame. We have 19 days and 12 hours, so a lot can happen in that time. It could possibly that we're just waking up and then we're getting pushed back down, but we'll have to wait and see. But that's another thing that I kind of want to see happen, kind of like I was talking about with the weekly time frame on before. Yeah, like, you know, when we go to the weekly time frame, we broke above over here, stayed above it, getting support, pushing to the upside. We want to see us do that on the monthly time frame as well. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame. So the other thing is we also have kind of like a flag pattern-ish thing going on right here. Let's see. So we have this run up like this, and then consolidation. It looks like if we could break above to the upside, the other thing we could probably do, if we break to the upside, we have to still wait if we're gonna break down or if we're gonna break up. But it's possible that if we break to the upside, we can drag from the top to the bottom, something like this, like a flagpole kind of thing, and then drag this to the breakout, which would be somewhere around here. That would take us up not only to the next Fibonacci retracement level, but that would kind of take us to the next one after that, which would be .339. That would be the next Fibonacci retracement level that I'd be looking at if we could break .294. The other thing, though, that I've been also talking about, or that I talked about in my last video, is we have resistance right here, giving us this trend line going to the downside. This might give us some trouble, which lines up kind of perfectly, well, not perfect, but pretty good with the .294 Fibonacci retracement level, or I mean .294 level, the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. And I'm talking about Fibonacci retracement levels. If you don't know what that is, we had a big, huge run up. We kind of topped out over here. And so once we started topping out, I got the Fibonacci retracement level, drug from the bottom of the run to the top of the run, and that gives me those levels that I've been watching and dollar cost averaging. These levels basically act as support and resistance. As you can see, let's just look at the most recent time frame. I mean, you could kind of come back here and see that there's like resistance, support, where we got a bounce. Resistance went down, got support on it, bounced to the upside. But in the most recent price action, we had kind of resistance in this area right here at .185. Resistance, finally broke through that resistance, Now we're getting resistance on that 0.248 level. So it acts as resistance, but it also acts as support. So like, let's say if we come down, this might hold support. Now that we broke through it, maybe it'll act as support if we have to come down. But when we go up, it might give us resistance right here. It might push us down. If we could break through that, that's exact same thing. So that's why I like looking at those Fibonacci retracement levels, because they've come in handy when we're looking at resistance and support for bounces. Like, let's say we're heading down. These are spots that we can look at to maybe dollar cost average in, or give us like a target going to the downside, or targets going to the upside. And yeah, that's how I'm using those Fibonacci retracement levels. I'm still on the 4-hour time frame though, and like I said, I'm looking at the top, looking at this support right here. If we break through the bottom, I'm looking at 0.185. If we break to the upside, I'm looking at 0.294 to start with. That meets up with that bigger trend line that I was just talking about, where we have those two resistances. But we also have that flag pattern, kind of. I mean, it's not a perfect flag, but we also have that flag pattern target that takes us up to around 0.333. If we're going that far, I would kind of look at the Fibonacci retracement level at 0.339 while we're going up there. And if we break through this resistance sign, we might even be like going higher. We might even come back. We might come up to this one, which if we zoom out, let's go to the daily time frame. We have this top over here, which was like at 0.274 or 2739, should I say? And then we also have this top over here that we topped out at that big huge run. If we could break through that trend line, then maybe we can start getting even more bullish. That's kind of asking a lot right now, so we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, it's possible that, like I said, this breaking this trend line right here was the first signal that we might be coming back down to 0.185, but we'll have to wait and see. It doesn't look too bad in my opinion. I mean, we got support right here, started bouncing to the upside. We're testing this level right here, this 0.248 level. I mean, we broke through it twice, but it is kind of acting as resistance, as you can see. Like I said, we hit our target. This was the target in my last video, 0.248. Right now, we're kind of waiting to see what happens. We're waiting for a breakout, should I say, if we're gonna go up or if we're gonna go down. In my opinion, that's kind of what I'm looking at. But I think that about does it for this video. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you want to check out the last video where I talked about this 0.248 target, check it out right here. If you're new to looking at charts, check out this playlist right here. Help get you started. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.